equitable distribution of the marital assets and debts. Sounds like a pretty fancy term, right? Well, equitable distribution is really just, in its simplest form, dividing up the marital assets and debts in a way that is fair to your family. And I will be honest, equitable distribution is a large topic in divorce. It fills treatises, and it can be very complex. But in this video, I just want to sort of strip it down to its bare bones concepts. So first, we need to understand what equitable distribution is. Equitable distribution in the case law says equitable distribution is equitable, it does not mean equal. Now, I'll be honest, in practice, equitable distribution often results in an equal division of the assets and debts. It may not be an equal division of each individual asset, but overall, it is often an equalization of the entire marital estate. Now, we also need to talk about what is a marital asset and a marital debt. And so presumptively, a marital asset or a marital debt is anything accrued or accumulated from the date you marry to the following 3 dates: the date you file for divorce, the date you sign a separation agreement, or any other date that you two agree upon. Presumptively, anything accrued or accumulated during that time frame is a marital asset, and that is regardless of how title is held. So if you open up a bank account during the marriage, even in your individual name, still considered a marital asset. Now, I did say presumptively, right? Which then makes you think like, okay, well, is there a way to get away from that presumption? And there is. And the way to get around the presumption is by showing that the asset or the debt is separate. And what a separate asset is, or separate property is in New York State, is anything that was gifted to somebody individually during the marriage, or inherited by somebody individually during the marriage, or brought into the marriage by them, and that they didn't mix with any marital assets. So any marital money or any marital, putting joint title on things. Separate property is an exception to marital property. And separate property is a more narrow category. Marital property is the broader category. Now, separate property can be a tricky topic, and the case law in that area can be very complex. So if you think that you have a separate property issue, you definitely want to get in touch with a divorce attorney to make sure that you're taking the right steps to safeguard those interests. Now, we kind of covered a lot in this video, so here's what I want you to do next. I want you to take time to review the article below, because I go into a little bit more depth as to certainly what an equitable distribution is, what a marital asset or separate property is, and then I touch on ways that you might see an equal or an unequal division of the assets and debts. From there, I want you to poke around the site. I have a lot of resources that I've created that'll help you understand the topics for divorce so much better. And then I certainly want you to register for my free e-course. The button is just below this video, because that e-course goes through soup to nuts all of the laws that are going to impact you during a divorce action, and a lot of it covers equitable distribution just because it's such a big topic. Okay, if you've done all of those things and you still have questions, or you just want to get individual legal advice, just reach out. We're happy to schedule a consult and give you some specific legal information about your situation. I hope you find all of these resources helpful, and we look forward to hearing from you.